everybody take a seat. We'll go over how this works. All right, so we did all of this first part just to kind of give you some foundational nutritional principles so that some of this might make more sense. But basically what this is a simple, for 6 weeks, you can eat it if it's on here, you can if it's not. There's no cheat days, there's no nothing. Now, I doubt any of you are going to be perfect on this, so I recognize that. And if you have a day where it just, doesn't go quite well, don't beat yourself up, just get back on the next day, all right? But here's how this works. On the front, which the part with the little pies is the front part, the columns up here tell you the foods that you're allowed to have. So the first column, the blue one there, is the protein, the yellow is the fats, green is the carbs, red is veggies, and this column works a little bit differently, and we'll explain that in just a second. But these will tell you the foods you can have. So if we look at that protein column, you'll see that this is all real food, right? It's chicken and fish and ground beef and turkey and tenderloin, egg whites, that kind of thing. These are all protein selection. The amount out beside each one of these equals 1 serving. For the purposes of this diet, it equals 1 serving. And they all amount to about 35 grams of protein each. That's why that size is selected if you want to know. But, and what we do is we go down here to the pie charts. The pies represent your 3 meals for the day. So breakfast, which breakfast, by the way, if you have a weird work schedule, you work at night or whatever, we say breakfast means the first meal after you wake up, whatever that is for you. All right? So if in the pie chart you have a 1, like I do, that means it's simple. You just go up here and choose whatever size. You pick your chicken breast, and I have 6-ounce chicken breast. I get whatever size is listed there. If you have 1.5 here, you get a 9-ounce chicken breast. Multiply that. If anybody got a 0.5 here, I can't remember any of them. 0.5. All right, so you do.
On the green?
On the blue.
On the protein.
Okay, yeah. So everybody's going to get at least 6 ounces here. On the, let's move to the green column, the carbohydrate column. You can read down through there and see the types of things you can have. All right, if you have a 1 down here, this is where some of you, there's going to be some variation. There's going to be some 1.5s and some 0.5s. So let's take the first food in the carb column, which is 1.5 cups of mashed sweet potatoes. If you have a 1 in that green column, that's easy. You get 1.5 cups of mashed sweet, you get whatever it says. If you have a half down here, well, you got to cut that number in half, so that would be 3/4 of a cup. If you have a 1.5, you get 2.25 cups. You may just have to put that in the calculator to do the math. But go down to the bottom there of the carb column. Cut one off. I think it's supposed to. The last one's supposed to have a piece of fruit the size of your fist.
That's a meal? That's just 1 meal?
Yes. Well, hold on. Yeah, let me finish. I think we're gonna. You can, if you've got a
right.
pen.
There should be.
If you've got a pen, the bottom of that carb column must have got too low for the formatting. The last one says 1 piece of fruit the size of your fist. Okay, in the green column at the very bottom, it should say 1 piece of fruit the size of your fist. That means if you have, like an apple, right? Well, I mean, you can eat any fruit that's going to be the size, overall the size of it. If you have a 0.5 in your pie, you got to cut that apple in half. You can have maybe half of it for breakfast, half of it for lunch. If you have 1.5 down here, some of you bigger guys do, you have an apple and a half of each meal. All right? Does that make sense? Everybody understand how all the math crap works? All right. On the vegetable piece of pie. All right, make sure you're listening to this. I know some of you are trying to write, but you've got to hear what I'm saying here because this is critically important. On the red piece of pie, it says 1, but that's a different 1. That, instead of a limit, that's a minimum. You have to have at least 1 vegetable. We're going to talk about vegetables in a second. But that red piece of pie means at least 1. You can have 460 servings if you can actually get it down. All right? No joke, no limit on the vegetables. So let's go to the vegetable column. What's listed here says any vegetable except those things. So those things are not allowed that you read there. That always causes some confusion. Those things are not allowed. What's allowed are leafy green vegetables. All right, the things we talked about in the seminar, broccoli and Brussels sprouts, asparagus, that kind of stuff. If you want to eat 3 servings of broccoli at your meal, go ahead. All right, it is incredibly difficult to overeat that type of food.
Enough.
Does everybody understand so far how all of that part works? Now, what that does not mean is that you can skip the vegetables in the meal because you're just not that hungry. I do not care if you're not that hungry. We are not going to be sympathetic to that. You are a grown person, and if you are used to eating 1 meal a day and you just don't eat that much, that's your problem. You have to recharge your metabolism. You've got to eat this food. All right? There's no, well, my doctor, well, let me take that back. Your doctor told you something. Okay, but I might call it or something. But you've got to eat the food. All right? So just commit to, I'm going to eat all of this food. Because I'm telling you, that's the most, that's the more common complaint we get is, I can't hold all this. You're crazy. No human can eat that. We're talking about a 6-ounce chicken breast. You can eat it. All right? It's not big. It's the size of the palm of your hand. All right, now, which brings me to this. Look at the top of the protein column. If you don't want to measure it or weigh it, which I recommend you do, you can buy a postal scale at Walmart for probably $10 or something. And you're probably going to need to weigh this stuff to be really accurate, but if you don't want to, it's chicken breast the size of the palm of your hand. It says in parentheses up there, protein serving the size of the palm of your hand. Now, obviously, that could be a little gray, because you could have a 6-ounce chicken breast the size of your palm of your hand that's that thin, or one that's that thick. That's a whole different animal, but we're just talking about in general, size of palm of your hand. Better to measure, but that's your guide otherwise. Your carb servings are either the sizes listed or the weights or whatever listed, or roughly the size of your fist. All right. All of you should have a green, red, and blue in these first 2 pies. There are going to be some differences in the last pie. Some of you have an additional yellow piece of pie. Some of you only don't have anything. You only have 2 pieces in your pie. Some of you ladies, any of y'all not have a 3rd piece of pie in that last meal?
I think we should all have a 3rd piece of pie. I'm just saying,
I agree.
because we're
Okay.
none of us.
Yeah. When I keep saying pie, don't confuse that with the dessert.
We're talking.
Yeah.
That's for those that are between like 120 and 130.
Yeah. One of you was real close to getting the next lower plan. Somebody weighed like 150 on the nose. I don't remember who that was, but anyway. You got whoever weighed 150 on the nose got the plan that could have gone either way. You got the bigger plan, which allows a little more food. If that turns out that it's not enough, we can drop you to the lower plan. But anyway, this means with the yellow piece of pie over here, that is the only time of the day, let me repeat that, the only time of the day you can add fats to your meal. That means, yes, olive oil is a healthy fat and you cannot use it at breakfast and lunch. Yes, coconut oil is a healthy fat, you cannot use it at breakfast or lunch. You can only have it. If you'll notice in the fats column, the things that you can add on that last meal of the day, coffee creamer's in there. So yay, I can have creamer in my coffee, not in the morning. So if you want to drink your coffee right before you go to bed, add creamer to it, go ahead, yes.
My coffee in the morning, I've been trying to get protein and my creatine. I've been mixing it up with my coffee. Is that okay?
You've been mixing protein in your coffee?
Yeah, the protein shake. Yeah. Oh, it's delicious.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, so let me go back to this. It is always better to eat food. All right, so I'm recommending that you have food.
Okay.
You should, because that's another thing we saw some people doing. They were taking 3 scoops of protein per day instead of the 2 that we're going to talk about recommending here in a minute, and only eating 2. Or worse, 4 scoops of protein and only eating protein once. You need to have it, ideally you'd have 5 real food servings of protein. But for the purposes of the diet, I hope that answers your question. For the purposes of the diet, we've got between breakfast and lunch, and between lunch and dinner, 1 protein scoop. All right, and here's the reason for that. Not that protein supplements have magic in it. It's just a matter of convenience. It does start to get difficult to eat Because my plan here is probably about 150, I think 150, 170 grams of protein, something like that. Some of you a little less. So that's a lot to eat. Okay? I'm not saying you can't do it, and if you can do it, that's better. But just for out of convenience, we're recommending a scoop of protein between meals. Now, the type of protein matters. Just don't go to Walmart. I mean, if money is the big issue, okay, maybe you need to go to Walmart. That's fine. Go to Absolute, talk to them, get a quality protein, because cheaper proteins don't absorb as well. It may say 24 grams of protein on there, but you may not get 24 grams because there's so much filler and crap and stuff in some of those cheap brands. Go to Absolute. They do CrossFit. They work out. They understand what we need for these things. You get a quality protein. What your tip? Yes.
Well, if we don't tolerate whey, like we don't tolerate a protein source, that would be a food option, just picking from.
Yeah. If you're gonna replace it with food,
Yeah.
just anything on that list,
Okay.
or anything on that protein. And again, that's better anyway. Now there are other protein supplements out there, and I'll just defer to them. Talk to them. Say, look, I don't do well with whey, and some people don't. Talk to them and find out what they recommend. Typically, what we're looking for is about 24, 25 grams of protein per serving in that scoop, all right? And no carbs, maybe one or two. Essentially no carbs. I don't know, everybody says, well, how many would be too much? I don't know, 1's too much, you can get 0 ones out there. If it's like 5 or over, there's just no reason for that. There's other brands out there that have less than that. Usually they're gonna have, the quality one's gonna have about 125 calories. 125 calories, 25 grams of protein, essentially no carbs. All right, that's what you're looking for. Talk to them, tell them you're in a weight loss challenge, let them know exactly what to do. All right. So you're gonna have your 3 meals with the protein scoops in between them. And again, you can't cook your chicken at lunch with olive oil. Spray some no-stick cooking spray on there, bake it in the oven. I'm not a cook, I can't give you all the ways to do it. That can be done. All right.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, talk to her, Google it. There's a million free recipes online. That's one of the reasons we don't give you meal plans. I don't know what you like to eat, and I don't care. Just go. There's so many ways to take good quality food and cook it and make it delicious on the internet. Make it a game. Figure out, try new things, do all that fun stuff. But you're gonna want to meal prep, guys. You don't have to meal prep, but remember that stat that I read? You double your chances of becoming obese if you regularly eat out. I don't care what you're eating out. Always better to cook at home. You can, on a Sunday afternoon, meal prep and cook all 21 meals in 2 hours. Now, you may not. You may do something really fancy, and if you want to spend all day in the kitchen, go ahead. But if you want to keep it really simple and on the cheap, you can do it 2 hours, $50, $60. All 21 meals.
What about the fit and fast meals?
Yeah, I think those are pretty good. Absolute's got a good brand now, and watch the macro count on it. You want about 35 grams of protein, but I think they're going to have that, or roughly that. Is that the meals? Or are you talking about? That's at.
Eddie's.
Yeah, you just have to make sure they're not cooked in oil, like how they're cooking their chicken, or how they're not adding butter to the veggies or whatever it is.
Yeah. Talk to them, see if it'll fit. And let me tell you why that fat thing. What we're trying to do is prevent you from having to count your calories. All right? You start adding fat at every meal. Fat's the densest caloric source of all the macros. So you start really ramping up the calorie count and you start adding fat. And I'm not telling you all fat's bad, because I just gave you a speech saying all fat's not bad. But when you're in a weight loss thing, everything matters. And so we're really trying to maximize the results you're going to get over the next 6 weeks. All right? So we're trying to control the calorie amount so that you can lose the weight. We're trying to keep the protein amount up so that the weight you lose isn't muscle, so we don't hurt your metabolism. All right? So it's a kind of a balance here that you can get out of whack if you start playing with it too much. All right? As a safety rule of thumb, because there's usually a lot of questions. Can I have this? Can I have that? Well, is it on there? Now, I'm not telling you there's not good questions that you're going to have. I want you to ask them here in just a minute. But if you're out at the grocery store and can't get a hold of nobody or whatever, Like, I'm not sure if I can have these oatmeal raisin cookies. Well, you see oatmeal raisin cookies on here. That's your fallback position. It's not on here, you can't have it. All right, on the back. If you're gonna meal prep, and let's say you're gonna do chicken for your lunches every day this week, that amount in that column right there that says 3 pounds of chicken breast, that's the amount you would need to make 7 meals of that thing, whatever that thing is. So it helps you kind of as a grocery list. If you want to do chicken, you take however much it says right there. If you want to do pork tenderloin, you buy that much, and that'll make 7 dinners. If you want to have more variety in that, you're going to have to do a little math. If you want to have 4 meats spread out over those meals, well, you just got to, you can do the math on your own. You don't have to stick with chicken for lunches. You can mix and match here, but this is just kind of trying to give you a little bit of help as far as knowing how much to buy. But I mean, if you got a big freezer, something's on sale, buy all you want. All right, the right-hand column here. This goes back to the question you were asking, Brandon, a while ago about sauces and spices. As a general rule of thumb, if it has 0 calories in it, you can have it, which will include almost all spices. However, some spices out there are going to have some sugar in them, like rubs for barbecue. Not all of them, but some of those. Sometimes you'll find like brown sugar in them or something. You're usually safe for the spice. Just glance at the label and make sure there's not any calories. If you see calories in it, it's got sugar in it, right? Some of these, like for instance, mustard. Mustard has calories in it, but this is as sauces go, a really solid choice. However, if the mustard you find at the store is Fruit Loop infused honey mustard, okay, you can't have that mustard. This is mustard, all right? And just use your discretion on that. If you get excited, if you think, well, I don't really want, lemon juice, and then you find a lemon juice that, oh yeah, I'll take that. Well, it's probably because it's got something you can't have. It's got Fruit Loops in it. You can't have that. Yeah. Any questions about the spices and sauces? All right. On the other side, optional beverages. All right, and this is in order of preference, or as we've said before, in order of awesomeness. All right, so there's some caveats in this list. If you will stick to number 1, you're fine. Solves all your problems. You can't have black coffee. There's some nutritional value to black coffee. You cannot have black coffee with creamer and sugar in it unless you take that as your one added fat for the day and add that creamer into the coffee, into your last meal right before you go to bed. Right? Otherwise, just drink it like a man. Black coffee. All right. Green tea, you can have unsweetened tea. Crystal Light packets. Okay, we're starting to get into gray area with these last 3. There's some health concerns with these last 3. You start drinking sweetened stuff like I do, diet soda, which I'm kicking during this habit by the grace of God. You start running the risk of craving other sweet stuff. Okay? So this is the way we've recommended this for people. If this right here, this diet is a complete upheaval of your entire world, and right now you are sweating at the thought of this, and you're addicted to diet soda, just keep the diet soda as your life jacket. All right? It'll be your crutch to help you get through this. We get through this 6 weeks, and your body's starting to reset, and you're making a lifestyle change, then maybe we'll attack the diet soda habit. All right? Now, I'm not telling you, if you don't currently drink diet soda, to start going and getting it, because it's on this list. This is one of those desertification issues. You go, oh, well, it says I can have diet soda. Load her up. All right? That's not what we're getting at. If you're not on it, if you're not smoking cigarettes, don't start now. But those last 3 there, diet soda, in my opinion, would be the worst of those. But if you need something like that, okay. All right? Does that make sense? All right, and again, on those things, as long as it has 0 calories in it, you can have it. It may not be the greatest choice in the world. Water would be the best choice. Unsweetened tea is a really good thing too, and black coffee. Questions?
If you are absolutely caught out, middle of the day, you don't have time to cook, picking up kids, blah, 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 what are some good either takeout or fast food options around here that you guys would use?
One that she commonly does.
Yeah, grilled
Kale salad.
nuggets.
What'd you
And a
say?
salad.
Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets or strips and a kale salad or a superfood salad.
Yeah.
fantastic choice.
I didn't know what the superfoods, I didn't.
It's a
I knew
kale
about it.
salad. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can get, Chick-fil-A, well, they used to do it and just didn't put it on the menu. Now it's actually on the menu, I
Yeah.
think, the grilled, whatever, any of it.
Yeah.
Grilled. Obviously, don't put it on a sandwich bun, but, yeah, they'll grill it, get the grilled chicken salad without any sauce on it, or croutons. They put croutons on them?
The onions, I think.
The onion straws
Yeah.
and cheese and stuff like that.
Yeah, just,
Maybe Five Guys without the bun, I mean, you could do a plain burger.
Yeah, you probably lettuce wraps.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I wouldn't even walk into
I
Five
know where
Guys.
I'm going now.
Oh, I go and get the lettuce wrapped burgers.
like
So yummy.
yeah, I do.
This is starting tomorrow.
It's easier to just stay away from Five Guys for me than it is, but yeah, I mean,
Spicy
hey, look, all of
fries.
these are the least bad choices. They're not great choices. They're just, like you said, it's exactly what the right thing. You know, I'm in an emergency. I don't want to starve.
Even like Moe's Barbecue, you can get their turkey
Yeah, barbecue is
without
what
any
I was
sauce on
saying.
it,
That's-
side of veggies.
Yeah. Yeah, just look, when you get salad, always runs the risk of sounding healthy until it's loaded with croutons, cheese, and syrup or whatever. Yeah, you know, just it can be horrible. A salad can be absolutely horrible for you if you put all the stuff on it. Just be careful what you get on it.
Or like grocery store has like the packaged eggs. You can go in
I do that a
Packaged
lot.
what?
Yeah,
Hard-boiled
hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, you can get 2 packaged hard-boiled eggs. I used to do that, and I'd get an already pre-washed bag of broccoli and the guacamole cups.
We buy those
Celery,
guacamole cups from
yeah.
Aldi. Yeah.
That's what, it's celery or avocado.
I had something. Oh, that's another thing too. If you go to a sit-down restaurant, a lot of you probably know this, but if they don't have it on, let's say they have one chicken dish and it's barbecued chicken dish smothered in bacon and whatever. They will, just like Chick-fil-A used to do,
Yeah.
in those guys, they will just grill that.
Yeah.
Not put all that stuff on. You can ask for that kind of stuff at just about any restaurant and they'll do it. It may not be on the menu, just ask. You can get, they will make things special for you at most restaurants. If you're out of town and you get food or you're wanting to keep food in your room, you're in a hotel that doesn't have a refrigerator. Okay? This may violate your sense of honesty, but you can tell them I need something to keep medicine in and voila, you've got a refrigerator in your room. Just a little sneaky tip.
It's a trigger.
Yep.
It's a violation of ADA.
If you guys, some of you have to go out of town and need travel workouts, you know we've got those ready. We can pull the trigger and give you stuff to work out while you're there. Especially in those situations, you're going to be out of town for a while, look ahead. Every major restaurant out there keeps all their nutrition. If you've got the MyFitnessPal app, you don't even have to have the app. You can look it up online. Plan your meals ahead of time. Don't just get in your car, leave your hotel room, and stop at the front. Look around town, find out, you know, what's out there. Almost all of the big chain restaurants now have not horrible choices somewhere on their menu. All right? Make good choices. Look, this is 6 weeks. I'm going to tell you something. You can make dramatic improvements in 6 weeks. Now, if you've got 70 pounds to lose, are you going to be able to look like, is Victoria's Secret going to be calling you to model in their next magazine after this is over? No, probably not. But you can make some tremendous, and what happens, an improvement, it encourages you, inspires you to get more improvement. What'll happen is that you go out here and eat good for 3 or 4 days, you'll have more mental energy to come here and work out. Because like, oh, I'm eating good, now I want to work out, and it all just starts to snowball on you, and it works exactly in reverse. You start falling off your diet, and you're like, I'm not working out, I'm not eating what I want to. All right, all that stuff. You just start doing this, and for 6 weeks, I'm telling you, make a huge difference. We've seen this not just in our Huntsville challenges, but in other stuff that we've done in other places. You can make some dramatic improvements in 6 weeks, but stick to it. Stick to it, and then don't get down when you do make those mistakes. That's going to happen. All right? That's not giving you license to just make mistakes.
But with these food plans in Huntsville, you've seen an average of what in the weight loss?
I don't know exactly what that. We ran 2. The last one ran through the holidays. Didn't do nearly as well. On the first challenge that we did, 80% of the people hit one of those 2 goals, either 6% reduction in body fat or 25 pounds of weight loss in 6 weeks. 80%, 4 out of every 5, and it hit it. And the ones that didn't, I think I'm right about this, would all be able to outline, like one guy, he was the first one to hit it. He had the weight loss goal in like the end of the 4th week, 25 pounds, 4 weeks. And then went to Italy for a week.
Yeah.
Thought he built up a cushion.
Not so much.
He couldn't get back to it. So he didn't hit his goal, but that was on him. He'd be the first to take it. So you can make tremendous improvement. And then what'll happen is at the end of the 6 weeks, you're going to feel better by 7. You'll be sleeping better. Your body's going to feel better, and you're just going to be. Don't look at this as like in 6 weeks I'm done. This is 6 weeks to learn how to live. Right? At the end of the 6 weeks, just keep going. This does not. If you do this right, it does not have to be horrible. What we're trying to do is teach you that you can do this and enjoy it. You want to make this a lifestyle change. And then come bikini season, you're going to be out there in the nastiest looking bikinis in the world because you're so proud of the way you look. I mean, I talk about this old stuff.
Yeah, and you'll be ready for the open, you'll feel good.
Obviously, fresh produce is better, but what about like
I was just
birds
about
out
to
of
ask that.
frozen vegetables and rice steamable ones?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say. Fresh is better. Frozen, maybe not quite so good, but not
It's still
horrible
better.
either.
Yeah,
Get
still-
frozen.
Yeah.
We eat frozen
Or
vegetables.
can too.
And
Can less, so, but okay.
Publix has started to do in their produce section with their fresh produce these special little microwave steam pouches with like green beans and garlic. There's, I don't think if you look on it, there's no like sauces or anything, but there is like it's like spices, garlic, so you can just pop them in the microwave. Like they're pretty cool. And then they've got the cauliflower rice, the rice cauliflower in packages.
In the produce section, you said?
Yeah, in the produce section.
I mean,
Pretty
He
cool.
doesn't know because he was in the grocery store.
sounds
I was
good.
just saying.
All right, so we're also, along with this nutrition plan, this is a 6-week challenge. So weekly, every Monday, I'm gonna write the challenge up on the board, all right? So it'll be up to you to either record yourself doing it, have a coach sign off on it, send it to me, post it on the specialty page, somehow for you to track it so I know that you did the challenge. And then we'll have the grand prize winner, weekly prizes, big prize at the end. I'm going to address you guys in just a second because you guys won the bingo, obviously. If you're not a member, because there's a couple of you here that aren't members yet.
Are you going to tell them they can't win because they won the bingo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're
They can
both going
win
to
it
be out of
again if they
town
want.
at the end of 6 weeks. Good,
So
give
if-
somebody else a
It would
chance to
totally
win.
be
All right,
motivated.
stop talking. All right, so if you're not a member, we have our 101 starting on the 14th. All right, so that's our CrossFit 101. We also have our weight loss boot camp starting on the 13th, which is next Saturday. That is not CrossFit. Those are body weight movements and similar to the challenge that we've done for the 6-week challenge. So both of those are open and available. If you're not a member, hopefully you'll join. Otherwise, you are welcome to come in on Saturdays and during our class and do your weekly check-in.
Yeah, and let me say something about that too. At the risk of sounding, how many of you are not members? You're not, right? You're not. Here's the. Of course, we want you to exercise. Of course, we want your money. But here's the risk you run on just dieting alone. It works. That's the problem. Because it will only work for a short period. What will happen is you go into a caloric deficit on a diet like this, which you will, and your body's going to start to lose weight. But if you're not exercising, you're not giving your body a reason to hang on to any of the muscle mass, so it's going to burn fat and it's going to burn muscle, which is hugely detrimental to your metabolism. Your metabolism drops even when you lose fat, a little bit, but it really plummets when you lose muscle mass, and you got to give your body 2 reasons to hang on to the muscle mass, or you got to give it 2 things, a reason and a fuel. The fuel in the diet is the protein, it's a high protein diet. If you're not exercising, that's no reason though, regardless of what it has, the fuel to hang on to muscle mass. So what'll happen is that, I don't know, 1,800 calorie a day diet works at first. You think, oh, this diet's perfect. And then it slows down, stops working. You got to reduce down to 15, then 1,200, then 900. Eventually you give up. And the problem is you never think the diet didn't work. You just think, I don't know, something happened, I got off or whatever. But you always in the back of your mind think the diet worked. Well, what happened was the diet worked for a while, deranged your metabolism. You start back eating like you were. Now with a depressed metabolism, the weight comes back on faster than ever before and heavier than ever before. And what really happened is the diet sets you up for failure on the back end. when it was diet. So at the risk of sounding like we're just begging for your money, if you don't exercise here, exercise somewhere. And you need to do it right. There needs to be some resistance exercise in there, not just walking and jogging, because that's not really going to give your body the reason hang on the muscle either. There's got to be some resistance training. I don't mean you got to be in there bro repping arm curls and bench presses all the time. You got to give your body a reason to hang on to.
Okay. All right. Any questions about it? About any of this? He looks very excited.
Oh, I do, because I'm gonna be here every Saturday.
Uh-huh.
So if there's like another day during the week that I am in town, could I come in and do the check-in?
Yeah.
As long as like that week.
Yeah.
What did you ask?
I was just saying, does it start today?
Yeah, once you've weighed, it
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
mean, your number's
Hope you
on
weighed
there.
already.
It's good.
Yeah, you should have ate yours last night.
Yeah.
I've been on the flu diet all week.
Yeah, you handicapped yourself.
Your
You
mom's
lost
making
weight
birthday
because you've been
cake
sick.
for me.
All right, so Carrie and Alicia won the nutrition bingo over the holidays because, number one, they didn't gain any weight over the holidays, and number two, they were the only team out of 20 teams that turned in their bingo cards.
Congratulations.
Kristen never sent me her weight.
She never did.
Your
I
teammate destroyed
had
you.
all mine except for one. I forgot to post my bikes. And that's like the easiest thing to do.
You need to call and cuss out your teammate. You hear that, Kristen?
I didn't know. I didn't know that she had.
Mine's either sugar or marijuana.
So are you both going to be here tomorrow?
Exactly.
She's like, why would we be here? Monday?
Unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
unless you want.
advertise this Monday. All right, that's it.
All right, go grocery shopping.
Hey, let me stop this.